nominate themselves.
I had stopped recording. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Premier? Anyone want to be Premier? That's the we're voting on Premier or to re-elect Bigley.
Looks like no one's coming up.
To nominate myself.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, I think Fro just nominated
Okay.
himself.
So are we doing that vote now to just yay or nay to Froge?
We could, right? That's.
All right, let's vote for Froge as.
Or it could be like, choosing Froge or continue with a previous candidate.
Okay, how about this?
Let's
first vote against the incumbent.
Well, we can do the vote for Froge.
Okay, we will vote for Froge, yay or nay, to Froge being Premier. We have one nay.
Nay.
We have two nays.
Nay.
Okay. We have three nays, which means that the vote to appoint Froge as Premier...
We're gonna hear Froge's vote first.
I mean, it doesn't matter with the majority, right?
I guess so.
But I assume Froge, because they're appointing themselves, count as a yay.
I'll count as an A.
Okay. Well, now that we have our Premier, congratulations, Bigley, on your re-election. We will be moving on to confirming the censor.
Well, we haven't voted for Bigley. Voted against.
I mean, it could be someone else, right? Could be.
I nominate
anyone
Bigley.
else?
I nominate Bigley for Premier.
Does anyone else have any other nominations?
Wow.
Okay, we have no other nominations. Congratulations, Bigley, on your re-election.
That's
yay.
Lasai, I get it.
The procedure.
The procedure is the regime. All right, we are confirming Sharkfin as censor, who was previously a librarian for Providence.
We haven't voted yet.
We must vote.
Yeah, we must. That's how it works.
Yay or nay for the re-election of Bigley for premiership?
Yay.
We have one yay.
Yay.
We have two yays.
Yay.
We have three yays.
Yay.
We have four yays. The motion passes. Bigley is now officially re-elected premier. Congratulations, Bigley. Moving forward, Premier, we need the approval for the election of Sharkfin, the previously librarian for Providence, as censor, as appointed by President John McHale.
I approve.
Bigley approves. Writing that down. Let's see. All right. Next up, we are approving, or I guess disapproving, the Minister of Defense, Niemand, previously General of the Armies, appointed by President John McHale.
It technically would be, we would be appointing them, and then the president approves.
It's
they're giving us a choice, right?
It's the president appoints and we say yes or no.
No, it's we appoint and they say yes or no.
Whatever.
Oh, hold on. That is actually a pretty important point.
It is important, yes. The president is giving us a choice.
Okay,
right.
So
well, I guess it's a good. We couldn't vote on it.
Well, in that case, would anyone like to nominate someone as Minister of Defense for the president to approve?
Can't think of anyone better.
Me neither.
I mean, the one the president seems to want, the president wants to do, seems all right.
Oh, we don't have any Bistock lovers in here?
I don't
That's a
think
shame.
so.
No Bistock lovers.
What about you, Ozzy? Any nominations? Okay,
Nah, not the come.
Right.
cool. All right, so I guess the nomination will be for Niemand, previously General of the Armies, for Minister of Defense, and this will be taken up to President John McHale to approve. Moving forward, we're actually going to skip the short recess.
Well, we should still vote.
Hey, excuse
Oh.
me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like,
Like, we need to vote on motions. Like, it doesn't matter if we all agree.
Okay, let's roll back. Let's go back to Minister of Defense. Would anyone like to actually nominate Niemand officially?
Yeah, I'll nominate him.
Okay, yay or nay
nomination.
to the nomination of Niemand?
Aye.
Yay.
Can I be dismissed for just a moment?
Sure, yeah. We do have 3 A's though, so I mean that's kind of a winner.
What's going on?
They're taking like a bathroom break or something.
Oh. Well, I guess we're waiting for now. I'm sorry about being annoying about procedure, but I just think it's quite important to follow it.
No, you're fine. It's just that we're already rushed as is, and like we've already broken procedure by doing it this way. Like procedure follows that we probably should have left Froge behind, but you know we made an exception, and that's kind of like where I was going with it.
I don't think we could be meeting with just the 3 of us.
No, I know. That's the other thing I'm saying is like whether we left him behind or not, whether we chose to not hold the session or keep going or whatever.
Well,
We had to kind of put procedure aside.
Who voted already?
Everyone except Froge. Froge, have you voted yay or nay?
What?
On Niemand being Minister of Defense?
Hey,
Okay, perfect.
aye.
So, Niemand is now officially the nomination of the Senate for Minister of Defense. That will be going to President John McHale to approve.
All right.
Yep.
All right, now we're getting to one of the big topics here. So we're going to go over the treaty with the Cossacks,
Alright.
specifically the Treaty of Integration and Perpetual Brotherhood. So I assume you guys have all read the treaty, but I will go over it nevertheless, just to make sure we all understand what's at stake here. The first point, the Hetmanate of Zaporozhye will officially recognize the sovereignty of the Republic of Faru over its government and its territory within the confines of its official autonomy. The second point, the Republic of Faru will officially be recognized by the Hetmanate of Zaporozhye as the winners of the Farun-Czech War. The third point discusses the legal autonomy of the Cossacks. The first point is lawmaking power within the province. The second point is superiority of central criminal laws.
Just so we're clear, that means our laws are superior to theirs.
Yes.
Correct.
All right.
The third point is promulgation of provincial charter of, I think it's provincial charter of government. The fourth point is the establishment of a democratic provincial Duma with legislative powers in line with Cossack democratic traditions. What those democratic traditions are remain to be seen. And the fifth point is the power to tax. For the fourth point, I guess, of the whole treaty, getting out of the legal autonomy, is seeking to avoid future settler conflicts. The Republic and the Hetmanate will agree upon borders delineating the exact extent of Czech authority. 4A states that future settlements must submit to the provincial government. 4B states that the current settlements, Dunsk, Constantinople, Operation Colonial, Augusto, and Rybograd, will have a referendum on staying in the province. 0 votes will result in the city staying in the province de facto. The 5th point, the Hetmanate of Czechoslovakia considers Ritterhelm to be an inconveniently placed settlement. The residents will be given the opportunity to vote on recognizing the authority of the provincial government or relocate. If the residents choose to recognize the provincial government, compensation of 600 lira total will be provided for the Hetmanate from the Hetmanate. If the residents choose to relocate, compensation of 400 lira total will be provided. Point 6, the central and the provincial government will plan infrastructure projects to ensure the province is properly integrated into the greater Farun economy. The province will fund these projects. The 7th point, the Republic of Faru and the Hetmanate of Czechoslovakia will have free and unobstructed access to all rivers and waterways in both territories. Point 8, acknowledging the harm done to the people of Faru, the Hetmanate of Czechoslovakia will provide the Republic of Faru with war indemnities. There's nothing specific on what these war indemnities are. Point 9, there will be a minimum 75-year lifespan of the province, ended by the majority vote of a council of 6 composed of the Faruan president, premier, and the foreign negotiator, or their equivalents, and the Cossack hetman, starshina, and the Cossack negotiator. Point 10, in order to protect this treaty and ensure its perpetuation, the 5th District Senate seat will be elected in a snap election. This seat will have an additional week in their term, so the seat returns to its proper schedule. Point 11, the government will ensure that there is at least one Senate district of at least 40% Cossack composition. Point 12, in the last point, the Republic of Faru will dedicate itself to diversity, equity, and inclusion, otherwise known as DEI. We're here today to see if we'd like to pass this bill, this treaty. So, yay or nay?
Aye.
The Ritterhelm settlement clash has already been resolved.
Yeah,
That is true.
It's all good.
But it's still a point of the treaty to be enshrined.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything to say about it?
Anything?
Well, I guess we already had all the talk and
The
negotiations before this meeting.
Speak up. Do you have anything to add, Froge?
I request permission to stand before the Senate.
Yeah, permission granted.
Stand in the box.
Yeah.
That we had to sign a treaty with the Cossacks in the first place. This is the best we could. It's the best we could have hoped for.
Yeah.
I think we did all right.
Are any members of the Shevapodosian autonomy present?
No.
No.
Dunsk could be, but that's up to the referenda.
I would like to make it known that I will commit myself to the dissolution of the authority as quickly as possible.
All right. So,
Your commitment has been noted.
yeah, it has been noted. So, also, Senator Quintus has voted in absentia nay on this because we won't be seizing any blips, and he doesn't like that.
Correct.
So that's one nay.
So moving along, if anyone else has any points to add about this treaty or any disagreements or whatever, please state them now. If nothing, we'll go ahead with the A or nay.
I already voted A, so
I don't have any comment.
Okay, you can vote aye or nay.
we're voting.
Aye.
I,
What about you,
Frosh,
Frosh?
did you officially vote aye or nay?
We didn't quite
I
catch
missed that. I think your mic cut out.
Whatever variant is appropriate to use, yes.
Okay, that works. Yep.
All right.
So it seems the treaty passes with 4 ayes,
And one nay.
4 ayes, whatever, 1 nay.
All right.
So the treaty is passed.
What's next on the agenda?
shit.
Done.
Yep, 1 second. Moving forward, very quickly to put forward the bill to ensure responsive, efficient, and effective operation of Parliament. This was first put forward by Froge. It's a bill to instate a formalized parliamentary code of conduct and procedure, and to modify and formally enumerate the powers and responsibilities which are to be afforded to the office of the Premier and the Speaker of the House of Parliament of the Republic of Faru, so as to ensure responsive, efficient, and effective operation of Parliament.
May I take the stand?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think this bill has been long overdue in this Senate, which has been known to have been very disorderly and have very little proper procedure. And I am very glad we're finally getting such a bill passed. Hopefully, I think.
I absolutely agree.
Does anyone have any disagreements about this bill?
If you do, I'll kill you.
Can we go over it at least?
Yeah, sure. Article 1 states that the modified powers and responsibilities which are to be afforded to the office of the Premier of the Parliament of the Republic of Faru. The first point states the office of Premier and Speaker of the House will be separate. The second point states the emergency powers of the Premier to appoint a Speaker pro tempore will be modified from an emergency measure to a standard procedure of the Parliament. The sitting Premier will select a Speaker of the House who will be appointed at the approval of the members of Parliament by a standard vote. And moving on to Article 2, the modified powers and responsibilities which are to be afforded to the office of the Speaker of the House of Parliament of the Republic of Faru. The Speaker will serve at the pleasure of the Premier and can be replaced at any time. It is the responsibility of the office of the Speaker of the House to maintain order and fairness within the Chamber of Parliament and to moderate debates between the members of the Parliament in accordance with the terms of the Code of Conduct. It is the responsibility of the office of the Speaker of the House to form agendas prior to the sessions of Parliament, assembled from documents and issues submitted by members of Parliament at their discretion. The Speaker of the House is empowered to suspend any member of the Parliament who acts in violation of the terms of the Parliamentary Code of Conduct within the Chamber of Parliament while Parliament is in session. The President may overrule any suspension levied by the Speaker of the House if they see fit. If a member of Parliament or other persons are acting in such a way that would harm those within the House of the Parliament, the Speaker of the House is empowered to expel them from the House of the Parliament at their discretion. The Speaker of the House exercises all of these powers and responsibilities explicitly in service of the Parliament at the behest of its members. If the Speaker of the House is suspected to act unfairly towards any member of Parliament, or in violation of any law, the members of Parliament may recall the Speaker by a motion of no confidence.
Excuse me.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Yes, I just noticed a poster, and I
Cool.
western wing of the building.
Article 3 describes the code of conduct. All members of Parliament must maintain respect for one another at all times. No member of Parliament should directly insult one another at any point while Parliament is in session or while providing an official statement ex officio. All members of Parliament, senators, premier, Speaker of the House, should be addressed as the Right Honourable, followed by their position within the Parliament, then any preferred honorifics, and finally, their surname. If at any point a member of Parliament wishes to speak, they must don their parliamentary cap and rise from their seat. Members of Parliament must wear parliamentary gowns at all times while Parliament is in session. Members of Parliament may be granted religious exemptions to dress code. Article 4 describes parliamentary procedure. There are to be held two kinds of parliamentary sessions: regular sessions and special sessions. Regular sessions will last for 2 days and consist of a presentation session and a voting session. Regular sessions should be held at the end of the week, preferably Thursday and Friday, or Friday and Saturday, but may be held on any 2 days of the week adjacent to each other. Regular sessions should be used for the normal functions of Parliament. Special sessions, on the other hand, may be called at any time at the behest of the Parliament, and should be used only to address immediately pressing matters or to quickly pass bills and amendments which the Parliament deems to be of extreme urgency. Neither type of session must be held with all members present, though it is preferable. At minimum, the Premier, Speaker of the House, and one other senators of an opposing party should be able to attend a session to be called to order. Additional voting may be done by the Parliament as needed. Go ahead.
I think that we should have a quorum of half the members of the Senate plus one, and not such a small quorum for the Senate.
A motion to make this change to the bill, say aye or nay.
Aye.
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 Yes.
That sounded like a yes. Alright, motion passes. Moving on.
Motion passes. The bill will be modified at the end of the session. The second point, additional voting may be done by the Parliament as needed without a formal session being called to order in the form of official communiques over government telegram channels. These additional votes are to operate under the same rules as any other vote held during a formal session. For a session, regular or special, to begin, the Speaker of the House must perform a roll call of all present senators. Once a roll call has been completed, the Speaker of the House must state, "I call this session of Parliament to order." During a regular session, there are to be 3 recognized forms of attendance: present, present via communique, and absent. If a senator is present or present via communique, they may vote in any motion brought before the Parliament. If a senator is absent from a session, they may vote only post factum on motions which are included in official memos, otherwise known as motions to approve bills, amendments, and votes of no confidence, etc. That's the end of the bill, so if you would like this bill to pass, please vote aye or nay.
Aye.
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 Can you repeat?
Aye.
Excellent. So that is 4 ayes in favor of the bill for the electoral procedure. So the bill passes. Moving on, we are also looking at yet another bill. It is the Electoral Council bill submitted by Velik. The Electoral Council amendment it includes the creation of a body that regulates and organizes elections. The first point, there is to be a new article of the Constitution that there will be a group of at least 3 people that are appointed by the judges and serve a term of 6 weeks. They are to draw districts according to the guidelines in the Constitution, organize elections and referenda, create an election calendar to inform the public, and count votes. Furthermore, Section 6 of Article 4 is to be removed, which reads, in addition to their traditional duties, judges are to draw districts, and the new district lines are used at the end of their term. Additionally, this bill adds a provision under the line in the Constitution, justices are appointed by the President and approved by the Premier. That reads so. If the President does not provide candidates within 3 days, then the Premier is able to appoint the judges. And if the Premier does not approve candidates from the President after 3 days of presenting them, then those candidates are automatically accepted as judges. Motion to pass the Electoral Council amendment.
Objection.
Go ahead.
I would like to speak before we vote on this.
Granted.
Everyone, I love the Right Honorable Premier Velik. However, I cannot in good conscience vote aye on this bill, as it adds pointless bureaucracy to the government, which is already functioning perfectly fine as we speak. The judges are completely able to draw and pass districts, and just having them appoint someone to do it in their stead sounds kind of overcomplicated and pointless. Furthermore, this bill removes an article of the Constitution which is extremely important to our legal system. It is the article that states, in addition to their traditional duties, the judges, la 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 la. This article might sound a little benign, however, it is the bedrock on which our legal system has been founded. And as a former Supreme Justice, I can say that our entire legal system would fall apart if this article of the Constitution was removed. So I beg of everyone in the Senate to vote nay on the Right Honorable Premier's bill, unfortunately. I would maybe approve it in some other form, but as it stands, it should be struck down. I yield my time.
Another thing to note for everyone that is in this session, the Electoral Council Amendment does mention that there is to be a group of at least 3 people that are appointed by the judges and serve a term of 6 weeks. These are the people that would be drawing the districts instead of the judges directly. Moving forward, does anyone else have any objections to this bill? Otherwise, we will move forward with a aye or nay. Okay, so moving forward, do we have any ayes or nays to this bill? Could you repeat that?
Aye.
We have 1 aye. Speak up.
Nay.
We have 1 aye and 1 nay.
Aye.
There's 2 nays, actually.
There are 2 nays and 2 ayes.
Did Bigley vote?
Bigley voted.
Oh.
Because we have no one else in session to vote for this bill does not pass.
I'm sorry. I want to apologize to the Right Honorable Velik for the Right Honorable Premier Velik for striking down this bill. However, I hope I hope she may understand why I did such.
I,
have to apologize for
I'm
doing your.
disappointed, but I'm not gonna hold it against you.
Okay, moving forward. We are apparently appointing committees to redact some bills.
What does that mean?
Great question.
I think redact is a Francisism for right. I apologize for that.
Okay, okay.
So we'd like to appoint in a committee to. I'm assuming you mean to write these in like an actual book, right?
Yes, like just write
Okay.
the bill and like have them written and then present them to the Senate later on.
Okay. If anyone would like to appoint anyone in particular to a committee to write these laws and bills
Well,
into books.
Mr. Right Honorable Speaker, may I suggest one such committee?
Yes, of course.
I would like to suggest a committee on an electoral reform amendment for the Constitution. As many have noticed, there's been many issues with how elections work in the Constitution, and we love our Constitution. I think we all do. However, I think all the senators in this room would agree that we need some sort of change in how it works, especially in how currently we have an election every 2 weeks, and that's kind of a lot for everyone.
Agreed.
And I think we should reform that by either like make it so there's still the stagger but there's less elections, or removing the stagger completely, depending on what the committee finds is most optimal.
Yeah, that makes sense. So motion to what?
I would furthermore like to nominate myself as head of the committee.
Fair enough. Okay. Motion to form a committee of electoral reform amendment with Mound at the head of this committee. Aye or nay?
Aye.
Froge, could you repeat yourself again?
I
Thank you. We have 2 ayes. I have to assume that Mound, because they proposed the bill, also is voting aye, so 3 ayes.
Aye.
I,
Great. All right. We have 4 ayes. So the motion to form the Committee of Electoral Reform with Mound at the head passes. Moving forward, if anyone else has any committees that they would like to form, please speak up. Otherwise, we are currently in a free slot where anyone can propose whatever bills, and then we will adjourn.
I think we should form a committee on law enforcement.
Committee on Law Enforcement.
I find this agreeable.
Do you have anyone that you'd like to vote as the leader of the Committee of Law Enforcement?
I would like to nominate the Right Honorable Premier as the head of the committee.
Excellent.
And I would accept.
Okay, motion to form the Committee of Law Enforcement, headed by Velik, of course. Aye or nay?
Mr. Speaker, it would be the Right Honorable Premier Villick.
I just assumed that would occur after this session since we just passed the bill, but the Right Honorable Velik.
Aye.
I,
All right, the motion passes.
Did Froge vote?
Sorry, could you repeat one more time, Froge? It seems like you cut out.
That sounds like an
Okay.
aye.
Yeah. So the motion passes to form the Committee of Law Enforcement with Velik at the head. Does anyone else have any other committees in mind?
I think those 2 committees should be good enough, shouldn't they?
Seems like it.
Seems like everyone is in an agreement here.
Does anyone want to enroll to any of those committees to help the redaction?
I will enroll actually in the Committee of Electoral Reform.
All right.
I'd also like to be part of the electoral reform committee.
I'll join up on the law enforcement one then.
All right.
I also joined the law enforcement committee.
Great.
All right, someone should write that down. Who is part of who?
I have everything written down. I have
Oh.
meeting notes.
Oh, that's amazing. And we
All
have
right.
this recorded as well, so.
Yeah.
The
All right, so
graphics are gonna be a bit messy for this one because I'm still getting, used to it. But
yeah, that's all right. So we're now in a free slot. So I guess this is a time to propose any other bills for consideration.
I think we should schedule our next meeting with this time.
Okay, yeah, let's schedule the next meeting. So what time works for what day and time works for all of you guys?
Day.
The only day that doesn't work for me is tomorrow.
All right then. Yeah, most days will work for me.
Froge, I think you tried to say something, but it cut you off. I just heard you say day. Could you repeat that?
Friday.
Friday. Okay. How does Friday sound for everyone?
That works.
All right, Friday works.
Ozzy, does that
Yeah.
work for you?
Yeah, that works.
Perfect. Okay. Is there a time? We're just going to work with Eastern Standard Time because I'm speaker and that's what I choose. So, what time?
We should do 7 again. 7 is a good time.
It works.
7 works for me.
Yeah, that works.
Does that work for you, Froge?
Yes.
Excellent.
We should maybe vote on the vote.
We'll
we should vote on
reach. Okay. Motion to schedule the next Senate meeting for Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Aye.
Aye.
I
think Froge said aye.
Alright.
Okay. So the motion passes. The next Senate session will be held Friday at 7 p.m. EST. We will have to probably reach out to other senators that weren't here today to make sure that they can attend, just to have a fuller meeting. But for now, these are the people that will be showing up to the next session. So please try to be there in a timely manner. Make sure everything is prepped beforehand, or at the very least, try to reach out and let us know if you're going to be late to the session. Thank you.
Mr. Right Honorable Speaker, motion to adjourn.
Granted. Adjourn.
Well then, let's. Oh. Usually we vote on the motion to adjourn, but that's fine too.
Yeah. Motion to adjourn. Aye or nay?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, excellent.
Right.
Meeting adjourned.
Alright. Well, see you guys.
Hooray!
See you guys Friday then.
See ya.
Alright.